All right, starting the stream. Says it's starting. All right, give it a second. Bam. All right, cool. Looks like we're live. Awesome. All right. So let me stop that because don't need to be hogging up more bandwidth than need be. You know what I mean? So, all right. So welcome to the very first After Hour show. You know what I mean? I am conscious, and I'm just. Oh, by the way, we introduce ourselves the De La way. So, for example, I am conscious, and I be on the maiden voyage of this After Hour show goodness. You know what I mean? So, introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Rapper Big Pooh, and I be answering questions.
Nice, cool. Yeah, this is something different. So, we used to do interviews on the radio show. You know what I mean? But
Okay,
then they would be like an hour long. We only have 2 hour show. You know what I mean? So
right.
I wanted to have because I want the radio show to be more musically based. You know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
so be able to do something afterwards. And so that's why it's after hour show. It's like an after hour show. Because the show's called Hour
Gotcha.
Show. You
Gotcha.
know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
If you ever need a free verse, you know what I'm saying? A guest verse, I got you. Not really. All right. So I just kind of want to talk about some things that have been happening, in the news. But first,
Okay.
hey, what are you doing? Where are you at?
Man, I was riding. I was out just doing some errands, and uh, I just stopped. I saw what time it was. I made sure I parked somewhere. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I parked. I said I got to put the rest of my errands on hold for a minute, knock this out, and then I can get back into the proceedings.
Cool. Appreciate it.
So,
And go ahead.
oh yeah, so I'm sitting on the side of a road where somebody just walked up to my window trying to ask to use my phone and all type of stuff. It go down like that out here. So, you know,
Well, if they ever try to, want to squeegee your window, you know what I'm saying? Just feel free to flip that around so we can catch that.
and no doubt.
And it's crazy because you're on your mobile device right now.
Yeah, man, I'm on my mobile. I saw it was an app for it that I could do it on my phone, so I had to make sure I was prepared just in case, man. I didn't want no slip up. So I'm probably about 15 minutes away from my house, so I wouldn't have made it in time.
No, that's cool. And I appreciate you doing this. You know what I mean? For real. All
Oh
right.
man, thank you for having me.
So now, okay, so if you weren't doing this, what would you normally be doing around Saturday at like 8 p.m.?
Watching football in the
Nice.
house.
Nice. All right, cool.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna, we're gonna get into that too, but I want to kind of just get into some like little. I want to get your idea because, like I said, it's not necessarily a interview. It's more
Right.
like real time with Bill Maher type of stuff.
Yep.
I want kind of like
Yep.
that with hip hop. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So we kind of
Okay.
talk about certain topics and things of that nature. You know what I mean? We got some people in the chat room, so hopefully they'll be asking questions. Shouts to Lovers of Truth, LOT Nation, Ray Reyes. I think I saw the homie Cody in there. So D1 Marley, who's in actually North Carolina too. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
shout out to homie D1 Marley. All right. So let me cool. Now I want to screen share this. Screen share. All right, cool. So I kind of want to talk about the first topic now. Hold on. All right, cool. Hopefully this shows up for you. All right, come on, work. Like I said, this is the first joint, so I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the inaugural after our show episode. Okay.
Exactly. You know what I mean? All right, so it's showing on my end. I guess it takes a minute for it to show up. But I wanted to know, did you hear about this police officer getting caught using a racial slur in social media?
I heard about it.
All
Yes,
right,
I
this is
did hear about it.
this is a young lady right here. And now from what, because I heard it on the news and I was like, I don't know, that sounds kind of weird to me. So I looked more into it. So I found a article. So this is the picture that she took on Snapchat. What's with people doing some pretty horrible things on the internet? Like they don't seem to understand that it's on the internet. You know what I mean? Like it's the world.
You know what it is? It's like after a while, you get so used to it, you get so desensitized to the fact that you're recording yourself or you're recording your thoughts or whatever it is that you get you get numb to the fact that this goes past the people you're sharing it with. It always has that ability or that capability. So once people get comfortable doing the Snapchats, comfortable doing the Instagram videos, or comfortable saying whatever they want to say on their Facebook or Twitter or whatever, once they get into that comfort zone, they start really showing who they really are. And once you do that, like I said, everything has the ability to go past your intended audience when it's on the internet. And that's what happened. Like, in this instance, whatever she was saying on her Snapchat went past her Snapchat, and it was probably one of her friends.
Yes, exactly. Because the thing was, all right, so this happened in McKeesport, Pennsylvania, right? So now, so it's a screenshot showing a police officer in uniform with a text that included a racial slur, created a social media firestorm on Tuesday. So she says, "I am not a racist. That's not how I plan on portraying myself." And her name is Melissa Anderson. Told Pittsburgh Action News 4. It's always Action News. You know what I'm saying? She says, "I love my job. I love what I do. It's what I want to do for the rest of my life." And so, like the other news people I was kind of following, they were like, how she's like a racist. And I'm like, the girl doesn't really look like a racist. So I was like, let me find this picture. And the picture, like I just showed it before, it said how it's her in her uniform, like she just got the job, fam. It's like she's 24 hours into this job. She does a Snapchat and it says on the bottom of the picture, "Today, I'm the law N-word." Now, it's not Nigger. It's Nigga.
Yeah, see, that's one of them things where people hear it in the music and they hear people of color say it so freely, and they trust and believe when they're not in, even people who you've never heard say it, when they're not in front of people of color, they most definitely say it.
Yeah.
They rap them lyrics. I see people get caught up in rap shows all the time and rapping lyrics with the word in it. But it's one of them things where I think she forgot, once again, desensitized. She forgot where she was at and what she was doing for a moment. And so she put that on there, and now it's like, whether she could not be racist. Like, that's the thing. She could not be racist.
Yeah.
She could just be saying it because that's part of her personal regular vocabulary. And she said it, but you can't say that. Like, it's not something for you to say publicly. It's not something for you to say, period
at all, yeah.
Publicly. And she got comfortable, too comfortable. And here we go. Now she out of a job.
She had
and
2 jobs, because apparently you can be a part-time officer, apparently. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that works. So, but because, like I said, bad judgment, yes.
Definitely.
Racist, probably not. You know what
probably
I mean?
Not. But
because, like you said,
she was made an example of.
She made an example of, yeah.
Because when you have all of these things going on with police that are looks like, feels like, sounds like racially motivated things, and then you have somebody come out and say that, you can't continue to employ that person, because if anything happens with her and a civilian of color, they're going to come back to that, and they're going to be like, see, we knew all along, but y'all kept her on there anyway. So, and she's a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so she was going to get made an example of, and they definitely made an example of.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's not, because there was a Pennsylvania mayor who's pushed to resign. I have it up there, after a racist Facebook post. Now, this is racist. Even though he didn't even say the N-word, he said, there was like a picture. Let me look this thing up. Oh, wait, there we go. Hold on. I gotta do that. All right. So there was okay. So the calls for resignation come after a Facebook page apparently belonging to Wasco, the mayor, posted in June a picture of a monkey saying it's a picture of Michelle Obama and a wagon of orangutan, caption "Moving Day at the White House."
Yeah, we know what that is. That's the thing. Social media has exposed so many closet races. It's ridiculous. Like I said, it's that thing when people get comfortable, and it's almost like if you got a reality show, and after a while, you don't even really notice all the cameras that surround you anymore because you're so used to them being there. They become part of your regular scenery. And same thing, like you on your social media and you getting busy, and next thing you know, you a true you started. You can only hide who you really are for so long.
Yeah.
And and all these closet races are being exposed one by one. Boom, boom, boom. And I'd rather know you don't like me straight up. Like don't hide. And no, I love people. I love black people. I have a black friend. Like I
I
no,
love those.
if you don't like me for the color of my skin, which is some of the dumbest. Can I cuss?
Yes, that's why we're doing it after the
Okay.
show because it's good.
Some of the dumbest shit ever, then let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Be
Like
upfront.
I don't be upfront. Like I don't have a problem with people because of the color of their skin. I have a problem with people because of their attitudes and their personality.
Yep.
Like that's where my problem comes into play. But and that's all it is, man. People are, and I love it because everybody always, but I'm not racist. It came off wrong. No, it came off just like you wanted it to. You didn't think it was going to get past your
Circle
the
of
people you
friends.
intended it for to see it, and that's all it is, man. But people getting exposed every day. Teachers, police officers, mayors.
Yep. It's
Like
amazing. Like it's almost like the internet is like like a lie detector kind of thing where it's just the truth's gonna come out. You know what I
it's
mean?
gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
All right, cool. So speaking of coming out, now being see, and I want to get your feedback on this because you're not too many people are in the same situation as with apathy. All right, so now
Okay.
apathy on Instagram, he posted up this picture here that you can see now, right?
Okay.
And
Yep.
it says read fully before commenting. Spotify has 40 million subscribers that pay $10 a month or more. That means on the conservative end, they make $4,800,000,000 a year on subscriptions alone. They pay artists almost nothing for our royalties for playing our songs. If you listen to my songs 267 times in a year, that's about $2.24. Handshakes with Snakes was easily my most popular one of my most popular albums. Everyone loved it. However, it was one of the least supported. When you work hard to make every album better than the last, you get less results. And you get less results. It's extremely defeating. When you get more critical acclaim than ever with one album and less of your fans support it, it's extremely defeating. Might be the time to figure out my next move. This industry is F word, hashtag Spotify. Now, before we get into that, I want to, because it's our show, I wanted to get people into it. So, like people in the chat room, people are asking questions, things of that nature. I
Okay.
want to have a thing where we do a giveaway. So after every story, I want to have like how like news shows they have like really bad puns for titles of the stories.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so for example, like that first one, I want us to have a contest where after every story, you and I try to come up with some titles. The people can come up, and then the best ones get like a T-shirt at the end. Cool.
Okay.
So for like that
Okay.
first one, with the maybe racist police officer, I'm thinking a case of badge judgment.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Uh, I'm gonna go inward and exactly not inward, comma, please.
All right, cool. So yeah, so everybody in the chat room, you know what I'm saying? There's a section to ask questions. Go right ahead and put your favorite, your pun suggestions in there. So now back to apathy. What do you think about this? Because both of you guys were signed to a major label, but I don't
Right.
think Apathy actually put out an album. You guys put out an album. Now he's doing it independently. So you're one of the few people who can actually speak on this. So I kind of want to get your input.
This the thing, man. The music industry fought streaming, downloading. They fought it. They refused to look forward and adjust to the new way. So like we went from 8-track to vinyl to cassette to CD. They stopped. You know what I'm saying? They didn't think about when Napster came on the scene, they didn't think forward about really monetizing digitally. And so therefore they were always left in behind. And when you're they regardless of what people want to say or not, major labels really set the tone for how artists will be paid. Because the crazy thing is, you can negotiate, which labels do, they negotiate with these companies for streaming rights. Most people don't know that. They just think, oh, I gotta get this, I gotta get that. And it's one of them things where because I can look and I see how much Spotify a certain song get played, and then I go over and see how much I'm getting paid for said song that was streamed X amount of times, and it doesn't add up at all. And you wonder, but the they're making it so all you can do is stream. Like that's the crazy thing. Their cars don't come with CD players anymore. Nobody's buying stereos. Laptops don't come with CD
You
players
say that yet?
anymore. Everything. All the technology has transferred over to make it uh better for streaming purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like most people listen to music off of their phone than any physical format.
Yep.
They're listening to it off of their phone. So it's one of them things where it's almost like, yo, I know I'm getting robbed. I know I'm getting robbed. But how do I still, how am I going to still be able to survive if this is something that I want to do, and this is something that I get paid to do, that I live off of? How am I going to still survive? And what a lot of artists are doing now is they're taking the power back in their own hands, and they're just creating their own websites, and everything is done off of their site. Now, obviously, you got to have somebody who ill with building sites, and you got to have the bandwidth, and you got to have all them different things for streaming purposes. But most people don't have a site equipped to stream. It's purchase only. And now when you have that, most people are like, well, I pay $10 a month to
Yep.
this certain site. I don't need to go buy, and the only time I really want to buy an album now is if I want the physical version of it for a collector. It's almost like a keepsake, a
Yep.
collector's item. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So now you have to literally use your music. Unfortunately, a lot of people have to literally use their music as the commercial for merchandise or touring or whatever it is, whatever else they're into, they have to use their music as the commercial for that to draw people in, to get them to go to something that's tangible. Like you can't digitally download a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
got
Yep.
to actually buy that. You can't, looking at a show online and actually being there live is not the same thing. Like you can't feel what's going on by looking at a show live. I mean, by streaming the show as opposed to being at the show. So you got to find other ways to really compensate for the fact that music is
Almost
not free,
secondary
but
now.
it's damn near close to free
Yeah.
now.
Exactly.
And and we got to find a way to negotiate better rates, man, because it's ridiculous. Like all of the money that they're making, man, not just forget just the subscriptions, they making money off of ads. Like, and I know they making buku bank off of ads because they have that many people subscribed
Yep.
who's on there.
A lot of them are using the
You
free joints. They're using the free
know,
with
using the
ads.
free.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so, but the catch 22 to that is, I know I'm spending a little bit of time on it, but the
Oh no,
catch
this is
22 to
what we
that
want. You know what I'm saying?
is that I realized I was on Spotify the other day, and I realized two of my songs were taken and put into a playlist that was curated by somebody either in on spot from Spotify or somebody that Spotify brought in to curate two hip hop lists. And they put two of my songs on there.
Yeah.
And those two songs are the highest plays, like an abnormal amount of plays
Damn.
than what I normally was getting because they're on this playlist that has, thousands of subscribers to it.
Yeah.
And so you have things like that where people are discovering you
Okay.
through these different playlists and things like that. So if your music isn't up there for them to discover you, now what's your route to bring in new fans?
Exactly.
Like what's your, especially as an independent artist, what's your route now to bring in new fans if they can't discover you listening to someone else? Like if somebody like, oh, I want to listen to Tribe, okay, now it's pointing me to Little Brother, and now it's pointing me to Big Pooh solo stuff. Oh, I didn't know he had all of that. I'm a fan now. If your stuff ain't on there, they never get to that step. So it's that catch-22, man, and it's like you want your music as many places as possible, but you just want to fairly be compensated because it ain't free to make this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's what fans, with so many people buying microphones and laptops and hardware to record in their basement or their mama's basement,
Or
and
college dorms.
college dorms calling themselves artists and all that stuff. It's so easy to record something and put it up on the internet now that people forget or don't understand that when you do this for real, when you do this professionally, it costs. Everything costs. And all you want is to be fairly compensated for that cost that you put, that time that you put into creating that project. You just want to be fairly compensated. And if you say you're a fan, if you say you truly support something, then truly support it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's many albums I have. I have many CDs that's still in plastic, and not because I think, ooh, that's a classic, or not because I'm on it. It's in plastic because even though I'm subscribed to Apple Music, I still, if I hear something I love, I go out and buy it
Yes.
to support and just put it away. Like I don't need it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I tuck it away. I got four big plastic bins full of CDs right
Damn.
now
Damn.
that
Okay.
I don't pull out. Ain't no need to pull out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I still go support those artists that when I hear their product and I like it and I feel it's worth my money, I go spend my money on it. I
Yeah.
go buy it off iTunes and I go buy a physical copy, or I'll go to their band camp and buy it, you know what I'm saying, or something to support. Now that's really support. Putting your money, not your $10 a month streaming money, but putting your money
Towards
where
that
your
actual art.
mouth is when you say you support something.
All right.
That's what's important to artists. And they don't understand how that little $10 go a long way.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if the
You know what I'm
artist is
saying?
smart with that $10, because then they can flip it to other things.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it go a long way. So, that's what I definitely understand what every artist are saying and complaining about with all of these streaming sites. But like I said, that catch-22 is how are you going to expose yourself to a wider audience if you take your stuff down?
Exactly.
Because that is the main way a lot of people are being
Found.
exposed on a bigger stage is through those playlists.
Yeah, because not everybody's Jay Z. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Jay Z can
no.
pick to be like, no, I don't want. Jay Z has his own streaming service. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Like
So
I have a song with Kendrick Lamar. I have a few songs, but one of the songs I have is called Thanksgiving. And we recorded this song back in like 2009. But every Thanksgiving, that song, people put it up like it's new. So what that ended up doing was taking, because this is one of the playlists I'm on Spotify. Somebody curated a guest verse Kendrick playlist. And they didn't put that song because I was the guest on that song, but they put one of my other songs that
mm,
he guested on into that playlist. because of that song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the stuff I'm talking about. Like, he's one of the most streamed people on Spotify.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, we'll get back to that because I want to talk about like Chance the Rapper because that his whole story is just amazing to me. But Sean Grace from Ohio, he said, "Is Bandcamp fair to artists as far as what they take for use of the platform? Seems like a good platform since you can stream, buy, etc." So you just mentioned Bandcamp. How's that working out
Yes.
for you?
Bandcamp is a good platform. I mean, they take a percentage, but it's more of a for using the platform almost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not like they take, 50% or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you put your music up on somebody's platform, they're gonna take a percentage of it.
Yep. At least
But
transaction fees because I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, at least that, because that costs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to worry about taking credit cards and doing all that stuff with Bandcamp because they handle it. So that's worth something. You know what I'm saying? But it's efficient. It works. You see a majority of your money. You could do physical goods. You could do discount codes. You could do all type of stuff with Bandcamp. So it's definitely, a lot of people, they'll tell me, they'll be like, listen, I want you to see a majority of this money. Where should I spend it? And I'll tell them, go to the Bandcamp. If it's up there, it's some records of mine I can't put up there legally
mm,
because I had licensing agreements. So I
mm,
can't like the Knots album, Words Paint Pictures, and those I can't put those up there because
that's mellow
of
music group.
licensing agreements. And you know what I'm saying? One of them they own, one of them they license for a certain amount of years. So, but all of the stuff that's mine, I try to put up on the Bandcamp. So if people want, like, you don't have to go to Apple Music, you don't have to go to Rhapsody, you don't have to go to Google Play. You can go right to Rapper Big Pooh Bandcamp page,
Yeah.
and you can get that same record. You can listen to that same record. You can do all that right there.
Yeah. Or even formembersonly.net. Even
Or
better.
for members only.net. Like, you can go there as well. So this to answer the question, Bandcamp does pay well. It pays the most, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about your money going through 2, 3, 4 hands before it comes to you.
And what I always liked about Bandcamp, I knew about Bandcamp from when it was like bandcamp.mu before even the .com. And what's dope is that it's important when you put your stuff on, like, if what they call it, like sharecropping, internet sharecropping, basically. Like, you don't own that land. You're basically renting that space. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what was dope with Bandcamp, like, if you give away your music for free in return for an email address, you get to keep those email addresses. You know what I'm saying? Which
I
is
actually
dope.
did that. I did that when I did the purple tape. When I took the Black Milk instrumentals and did the purple tape,
Yeah.
I gave it away for free, and I just collected email addresses. And I ended up collecting like 20, 30,000 email
Damn.
addresses
Nice.
off of that. Now, what people did, all them email addresses wasn't valid after, after a while.
Yeah.
But I still collected, a good number of email addresses that I was able to use later on for, purposes of notifying people of when I had new things out and things of that nature. So, I mean, they've changed a few things of how they operate. I got to really get into, how they really operate now because they have adjusted a few things. But they definitely, I remember that when they used to have that. Now you can only give away a certain amount of downloads for free.
Yeah.
But back then, it could be free, unlimited. And like I said, I had like 20,000 downloads, and all I did was collect email addresses and was able to use that later.
You're probably the reason why they're like, oh, we need to cut this down. This is bandwidth, boy. This right here, 20, 30,000. Damn, that's a lot of bandwidth.
Oh yeah, I was killing the bandwidth now.
Nice. All right. So, okay. So, bad pun time for this. All right. So, what about spotapathy?
Spotapathy.
No shots, you know what I'm saying? But, spotapathy.
What about I spy Spotify?
Okay. All right. All right. So, okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is because we're reaching into the second half of the actual hour of the show. and this one I want to kind of put more towards something that you're passionate about, or what have you. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
people can kind of get a better feel about Rapper Big Pooh.
Okay.
And you kind of mentioned it at the beginning, at the top of the show. I want to talk about sports. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Now, I'm not the biggest sports person on the planet. You know what I mean? Because unless it's a Miami team, just because I'm from Miami, I don't, in Orlando. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I just like to see a good game. Like, I don't really
Okay.
follow. So now, do you follow like players or teams, or how deep is that for you?
I follow players. I mean, I follow teams first and foremost.
Okay.
And then I follow players. It's like a trickle down effect. And then I get into the okay, I'm really not rooting for anybody. I don't have a dog in this particular fight, so I just want to see a good game.
All
So I it goes in order, but I'm definitely a team follower.
right. Okay. What were the teams?
I'm from Northern Virginia, so it's for the most part it's all teams in that region. So I follow the Redskins, I follow the Wizards, I follow the Capitals sometimes.
Now,
Uh,
Wizards when they were the Bullets.
when they were the Bullets, I go
Okay.
all the way back to Liddell Eccles
Damn.
and Calbert Cheney, all that.
All right.
I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan. The Washington Nationals were the Montreal Expos when I was growing up. So I never. Plus, I like AL baseball better than NL baseball. So
Okay.
um, I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan. Uh, Maryland basketball. I support Georgetown basketball. The only team I support that isn't local to that area is college football. I am a Notre Dame fan.
Mm.
And that's only because college football wasn't big, as big as it is now. It wasn't that big in that area, and we didn't really have a college football team in that area. Maryland, nobody cared for. Charlottesville, that's University of Virginia, it was too far away. So basketball was the thing in that area, not college football. So Notre Dame was the only team when I was growing up. I'm aging myself here. They were the only team when I was growing up that had a network deal. So I was guaranteed to see Notre Dame every Saturday, no
Mm.
matter who they played, when they played. I saw them every Saturday. So that's the only team I could technically follow because there wasn't the internet wasn't popping. It wasn't even rocking when I was young.
All
People didn't have computers in their house. That wasn't even the thing. So Notre Dame was the only college football team that I could consistently follow from week to week. So that's the team I started rocking with.
Okay, cool. And I want to bring it around to because as far as like celebrity and sports figures and things of that nature, because you have a Medium, you write up on Medium. You're a writer. You've been posting some
I,
things.
I do. I got to get back on it, but I do. I definitely do.
Now, okay, so because I'm pulling up this one here where it says, "I don't care what celebrities have to say." All right. So,
Yep.
and I I totally agree with that because I think your role models should be like the people's closest to you, like so like family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people who
Yeah,
will
man.
raise you, people who are there.
Yeah. People you see. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yep.
Like that's the thing, man. I've really been on this um private crusade probably the past 6 to 8 months. And it's a thing of we have to stop looking for our people that we look to entertain us to also be the ones to raise us.
Mm.
And it's not saying that, people have this thing, they be like, oh, if you decide to be in the light, then you're automatically a role model. For whatever it is I'm in the light for, maybe, but not everything. Like the burden shouldn't be put on me to raise your child
Yeah,
if
exactly.
I didn't ask for that.
Like
Because I'm gifted at something, whether it be athletics or uh, music or acting, what if because I'm gifted doesn't make me a good person. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
And it doesn't make me a responsible person. So you can't put that on people. And I think we gotta wait. We went from having uh we started putting these people on too high of a pedestal. Like we started idolizing these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once you get to that, it went from admiring to idolizing. And once you take it to idolizing, you've gone too far. Because like I said, if it's players who don't get in trouble,
Yeah.
right?
So
Or that we don't hear about getting in trouble.
Marshawn Lynch. You know what I'm saying? Marshawn Lynch. Like he got his money and got up out. You know what I'm saying?
Got
Like,
out.
got out.
So it's
Marshawn.
players like I don't know what a player does when they're not on that field or that court.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how they treat their kids.
Yeah.
I don't know how they treat their parents. I don't know if people handling all their responsibilities for them or they're really handling their responsibility. I don't know these things.
Yeah.
So I can't effectively call somebody that I don't know nothing about other than you're a great basketball player or a great football player, my role model.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it. My role model is my best friend's dad who because my father wasn't in my life, you know, when I was younger, who taught me things that a father teaches a son. You know what I'm saying? My role model was my mom who went without to make sure me and my brother and sister had. You know, so those are my role models, and that's who should be your role models or your kids' role models is the people like we both stated, the people closest to them, the people that they can see, the people that can actually affect them on some real world shit.
Yeah.
Like not the person who you just see on the screen once every week. Like that can't be your role model.
Exactly. Yeah. But now on the other side, though, for example, Colin Kaepernick. You know what I mean? Now, it's not necessarily like idolizing him, but looking at what he's doing, and then kind of putting that into your life and seeing what you think about it. You know what I mean? Like he's using his celebrity to bring up a subject that you have to kind of
Right.
internalize. You know what I mean?
Right. See the difference. Like this is the thing, and I put it in that art in the piece I wrote
Yeah.
for athletes or entertainers who actually step up, take that stand, speak out, protest, whatever it is they choose to do. I respect that. I respect it fully. But I also respect an athlete or entertainer's right to not say anything.
Yes.
Like I won't criticize somebody because they choose to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? What I criticize is if you say something to try to backtrack and try to change it and try to like no, I don't respect that.
Yeah.
But if you say something, cool. That's your right. I respect it.
Yes.
If you don't say anything, cool. That's your right. I respect it. Like I know it's bigger things at play here. I know it's easy for somebody who isn't making multi-millions of dollars to play a sport to say this athlete need to speak up and say something. And it doesn't matter if you lose it all. It's easy when you don't have anything to
Yep.
say that about somebody else.
Yep. It could
But
have
when
went
that
really
person,
wrong for him.
yeah, when that person is looking like, man, I make, you know, $10 million a year, you know, and most of this is off of endorsements. If I say something, I'm about to go from 10 million to my 900,000 I make off a year off of the sport, and you know my life changes.
Yeah.
My career could end tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So will them people still be there for me? You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick say, when shit hit the fan, you still a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. So I don't criticize players for protecting what they need to protect. I criticize him for like Cam Newton. I criticize Cam Newton because he came out one way, and then he tried to backtrack it and clean it up, and try to whitewash it a little bit. I don't respect that. Like if he'd have came out, listen, I'm here to play football. We gonna talk about this football, and that's what we gonna do. I would have had a whole. I'd have been like, word up. Oh, I understand that, Cam.
Yeah.
Cool. You know, you trying to be this person who get all the money, and that's cool. So you ain't trying to step on nobody's toes or whatever. I'm not going to criticize you for that because I understand. I can't even understand what it's like to handle as much money as he handled. So I don't understand what it'll feel like to lose that much money. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like I said, people get caught up in talking about what they would do, but you have no idea what you would do if you was in that situation. You have no idea what you would do when you have that much money sitting in front of you. None whatsoever. Anybody who says they are, they're lying. Unless they had it and lost it, they're lying. You have no idea what you're gonna do.
Unless it's
if
Tiger
you was put
Woods.
in that situation.
Unless it's Tiger Woods giving you advice, you're like, no, I'm cool then.
Hey, I don't want his advice. You know what I'm saying? Your life ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want your advice. So, you know, and that's the thing, man. That's all I was trying to say is that, you know, we gotta step out of this, you know, this zone where we think that we know what we would do in certain situations, or we're telling people what they should or shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like Colin Kaepernick knew he took a big risk by doing what he did.
Yeah.
Like that's a risk. You know what I'm saying? You're ruffling the feathers of the establishment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're definitely at risk to lose everything.
And he was a backup quarterback at the time. So that's like, damn.
Right. To be ostracized, blackballed from something that's your livelihood, man. Like, yo, that take major balls, man. And regardless of what position he was in, to know you can risk your livelihood at any moment because you decided to speak up, man. That's not something that's not an easy decision to come to.
Yeah, exactly.
Is my point.
Like you
and so
have to really truly believe in it.
120%.
Yeah.
Like you can't have an ounce of doubt once you take that step, man. And so I definitely commend him for that, and all of the other players that decided to follow suit in whatever shape, form, or fashion. I commend them for that. But I don't criticize players who have said nothing, man. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't.
Feel you. Now, okay, so then, real quick, because it's amazing the flack that he's gotten just for like taking a knee. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people knew the actual third verse of the national anthem,
right,
a lot of black people wouldn't be standing. You know what I mean? That's why they don't even play that.
I went and I was doing some research and I was finding out because the national anthem, first of all, it shouldn't even be a national anthem. That's one.
Yeah.
Two, it shouldn't be played at sports games anyway. The only reason why they started playing it at sports games was to garner moral support during, I think it was World War II, when nobody was coming to baseball, when they was at baseball games, but it was just, we here to be here, but we really don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And that by doing that song, it became a sense of pride to be there, to stand. And so they implemented it in all sports, but it shouldn't even be, you shouldn't even have to be subjected to that when you go to a sporting event, man. Like, and I want to know, when did the flag become synonymous only with the military?
Yep.
Like, so I haven't been in the military, so the flag doesn't represent me. I'm an American.
Yeah.
It don't represent me now. You know what I'm saying? It only represents the military. But even to that, the crazy thing is, if you like, I look online a lot, and people first, it was you disrespect the military, and Colin come out, I'm not disrespecting the military. I believe in the military. I have family in it. And then they had the veterans standing up for Kaepernick, saying this is what we fought for him to have the ability to do this. Them same people started lashing out at the veterans, like, oh no, shut up. I'm like, hold up, but I thought that's what you was mad about.
Exactly. And it's crazy that some of these people who are really mad about the veterans weren't even veterans themselves.
No, it's mostly people who weren't veterans.
Exactly.
That's upset. Like, they ain't served a minute in the military. That's upset and up in arms. But it proves his point, because nobody talking about the issues.
Yep.
And a protest is supposed to disrupt. That's his point, is to make people uncomfortable and disrupt. That's what he did, but nobody wants to talk about the issues. The Supreme Court judge.
Yep, I was about to...
Supreme Court judge.
Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, why are you worried about this? You're not talking about these issues that you can do something about,
Exactly.
but you're talking about him kneeling.
Yeah. And she called it stupid and dumb. I'm like,
And somebody else pointed this out. If you've ever been to a game, and you were there before the national anthem was played, and you ever looked around and see how many people that was disinterested in the anthem, didn't put their heart on their chest, they only stood up because they didn't want to be ostracized for not standing up.
yep.
People still have hats on, all type. Nobody takes that. Nobody is as serious about that. Nobody was as serious about the anthem until Kaepernick took that knee. And if it was a white player who initially took that knee, it would have been something different. Now they getting on these white folk now. They giving it to them. But that's because this brother with a blowout fro decided to take that knee and say, you know what, I'm not standing for it.
Yep.
Now, you want to talk about these issues, we can talk about them, but nobody talks about the issues.
Exactly. They talk more about the protest than what he's protesting.
And that just goes, nobody wants to talk about them issues. For most white people, well, for white people who don't care, they don't have to talk about it because it doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they go about like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Of course you don't.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what I'm talking about. So definitely respect to them white, the soccer player, the white girl who sung the anthem at the Sacramento Kings preseason game the other day. She took a knee while she was singing the anthem.
Damn.
Right when she got to the land of the free part, she took a knee.
Damn. Okay.
So respect to them for doing that, because they like, even reading the statements is like, yo, this shit ain't right. We know it's not right. We need to do something about it and stop walking around with our head up our ass like, oh, because it ain't me, it don't affect me, so whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's crazy, man. That whole thing is crazy. It's just amazing to see people avoid talking about the issues.
Exactly. It's amazing.
And spend so much time talking about the protest, the act of the protest, and not the issues, not the reason behind the protest. It's amazing, man. And it made me lose a lot of respect for some athletes and some different people who came out and ain't heard them. Kids killing kids in Chicago, cops killing unarmed black people. All it ain't heard not a peep from them. But soon as that man kneeled on that down, they want to put out these long drawn out statements. Nah, man, I ain't got no respect for you.
Exactly.
Not an ounce.
Exactly. Now, okay, so now, what besides taking the knee, what do you think are some ways that Colin Kaepernick could, also protest? For example, if it was me, like, I would change my jersey's number to the amount of people that have been murdered unjustly by, like, the police. So it'd be like this long string of numbers just going around the back. You know what I mean? And that would just change. And then people were like, what's that about? You know what I mean?
One way I would protest would be, I would do something like Richard Sherman did. I think it was Richard Sherman, where whenever I got asked a question in the press conference, I would just talk about what I wanted to talk about, which were the issues.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. So how do you feel about that touchdown you do in the third quarter? Well, X amount of people unarmed black people have been killed by the police this year. And, we need to get better police. Like that, I would take it there. They would get so mad at me because I wouldn't answer one football question. I'm required to be out here for a certain amount of time.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about what I want to talk about.
Exactly.
So I'm anxious to come talk to you now. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I would do.
All right, no doubt. And I was also thinking maybe even changing the name on the back of your jersey to, like, the latest victim. You're like, what's this? You know what I mean? Like,
see, the only problem with that is the way the NFL set up and NBA. You got to go through a process in order to change your name.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So that wouldn't really, it's all about them jersey sales. You know what I'm saying?
True.
That's why Ocho Cinco had to change his name in the offseason and legally change it to Ocho Cinco in order to have that on his jersey.
Meta World Peace also.
Exactly. Had to legally change the name in order to have it on the back of that jersey.
All right. Okay, so now, all right. Bad pun time. Pun title. All right, you go, because like I said, I'm not really into sports, so I need time to think.
Time to put a cap on social injustice.
All right, okay, that's I don't think I could do better than that. All right, cool, nice. All right, so we have like 10 minutes left. Oh, I wanted to talk about real quick. We kind of touched on it before. We kind of ran out of time. Chance the Rapper, like I kind of went over some stats on the radio show before, and it's amazing. Like he's charting on different different charts. Like he's up there. He's doing all these multi-million dollars, all without selling one single physical. No, not even selling any albums, any songs. Like all his stuff is free.
It's not free. That's the thing.
All right.
See, that's the great.
Yeah, break that down for me, because I mean.
Yeah, it's the fool, it's the smoke and mirrors. It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on all these places that's streaming. Money is being generated.
Okay.
Because you can't purchase it and have it and like purchase it off iTunes doesn't mean it's not generating money. Streams generate money. You know what I'm saying? They actually generate more money for a label than they would do for an individual artist, believe it or not. So it's streaming his song, getting played on the radio. The one with 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne is in rotation.
Oh, I don't know.
That means some major labels distribution put some type of money up to get that song in rotation.
Okay.
That wasn't just we like this Chance the Rapper, we gonna put it. No, you don't get in rotation just because nationally because somebody just likes your song. Like that today in 2016, you got to pay to play. So it's one of them things at that level. So it's one of them things where people, they don't realize that it's money behind that. Like it's not do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's no disrespect to Chance. Like I like, the Coloring Book 3. I actually like Coloring Book 3. But it's other things going on there that most people don't know and most people can't see. It's just like that Macklemore, the Thrift Shop song. Like it got what it got because it ended up, not only did it get pressed or pushed to like top 40 stations, it got pushed to urban stations. That's money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you got money behind you doing that, brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's some money somewhere from some major label being siphoned through to make it has the appearance of total indie, but it's not total indie.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Yeah, like a lot of artists, they try to portray like they're indie, but then like 2 labels down, it's a major label.
Right, yeah. and that's the thing, man. And like I said, even with Chance, like if it's on these streaming sites, money is being generated. Like it's not because they're not selling it. They know that's the weakest part of the game now. It's selling something. That's why the RIAA started certifying records off of streams.
It's amazing. Yeah, I was like, what? How do you like albums sold, but it's not? I don't know, but yeah, all right.
They got this formulas calculation where a certain amount of streams equals an album sold, and now people are going gold and platinum off of streams, not sales. Sales is the weakest part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I can look and I can have for a particular song or a particular album, I can have 500 downloads of that album. But I go look at the streams for the songs on that album, I can have 50,000. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is now. and it all generates money. You know what I'm saying? Like I get money off a stream now. It's some cents, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing with Chance, man. Like and you'll see a lot of artists, and I don't know about his situation, but you'll see a lot of artists where they'll do things and it'll be under the facade of being independent.
Yeah.
And then they'll come up and announce later, yeah, I got a deal with this label. And it's like you've been had that deal.
Yeah.
You just try to quote unquote organically build a audience under the auspice of not being on the label when the label was the one putting the money behind you the whole time.
Damn,
Trust me, I know a few guys now that signed and they haven't came out with an official announcement, so they can put some stuff out. People like, oh, you're doing it yourself, and then they be like, oh, I got this deal. It's like, no, you been had that deal.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. See, that's dope because I wanted to get that aspect because I just get music sent to me to play for the show. Yeah, I mean, I don't know all the behind the scenes stuff. If I like it, I play it.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and I mean, some radio stations still have that method, man. It's not. I want people to know, man. It's not every radio station. It's your big corporate ones now.
It's in the commercial station, like it's commercial. It's what I'm saying, not non-for-profit station.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a commercial. It tells you the title.
It's about money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once Bill Clinton signed that law into effect, where
you just
he kind of killed radio like it was, like where you can go into different, like when you go to New York, it's stuff you would hear you wouldn't hear it well. You go to LA, it's stuff you would hear you wouldn't hear it well. You go to DC, Houston, whatever, Atlanta, Miami, it's places things you wouldn't hear that was in rotation there that you wouldn't hear everywhere else. But when he allowed radio companies to form monopolies, it's like every commercial big time radio station became one station that played the same. The only thing that's different is the personalities.
Sometimes. Yes, let's say that. Yep.
Sometimes, because now the big thing is syndication.
Yep. Morning shows, there's like only like 3 hosts in the whole country.
Right.
Basically.
Like you either gonna get Steve Harvey, you're gonna get Tom Joyner
for the older folks. Yep.
Or you're gonna get the Breakfast Club, or maybe you may get Ricky Smiley.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Like that's it. that's your morning program. And if you ain't got them, you probably lagging behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and that's Bill Clinton did that, man. That's the most stuff Bill Clinton did nobody know about. He ruined regional radio.
But you know what? But like right now though, I mean there's still college stations doing dope things. And so it's just about where you focus your support. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I focus mine on college radio, man. I mean, number one, that's where it's at anyway, because that's the people who gonna actually buy things are normally in college, spending mommy and daddy money or refund check money.
Yep. No real responsibilities.
And they kind of set the trend. You know what I'm saying? Them college kids set the trend on whatever's popular now in music. So I definitely, point my resources towards college radio and extensions of that. So like internet radio. And I mean, it's some major stations that, not necessarily, under Radio One or whatever that other one is, that they, have to adhere to certain things. So they'll take my music and if they like it, like you said, if you like it, you play it. Right? You know what I'm saying? And they the same way. If they like it, they play it. And I appreciate, I appreciate all the guys that's playing my music because I know you don't have to. Like you're playing it because you feel it, and that means more to me than you playing it because somebody cut your boss a check and that boss gave it to your immediate boss who said you got to play this or you fired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I appreciate all the people that's playing my music now because they actually have a choice on whether or not to play my music. So it means way more to me now.
Dope. All right, so yeah, we're basically at the hour. So a couple of things. Relax yourself. New joint. That because you put out like 2 projects last year. You know what I'm saying? Word Paint Pictures and the Home Sweet Home. By the way, awesome artwork on the Home Sweet Home.
Thank you.
Reminds me of like the Delightful Bars joints. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. I took it back.
I appreciate it.
Same artist.
Oh,
Same
word?
person who did that. Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Shake their hand for me. You know what I'm saying? Says
Definitely.
that was dope. So yeah, so relax yourself. Is there anything behind that coming up?
Nah, I mean, I got something coming up, but that isn't attached to anything. That's just a single I did, man. I had that beat for a while, and I just wanted to make a feel good record, man. Wanted to catch the end of the summer, beginning of fall type of thing, and pay homage to Tribe, man.
Nice.
At the same time, so I just did the record and put it out, and because I knew what I was working on, it wasn't going to fit into, like it didn't have a place. So I said I would just want to get it out now, let that spin. Come back with some more music later. And, I mean, it's been a while, man. I haven't released anything since Home Sweet Home in November of 2015. So, it's about to be November 2016. And the only thing I've put out this year is that single.
Now, do you feel pressure? Because, I mean, back in like the 90s, 2000s, we had to wait years for albums from artists. I mean, now, do you feel pressure to where you have to like put something out consistently? I know we're going over, but you know what I mean? Like,
oh no, 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 I don't feel any pressure. I mean, I always want to put stuff out to. For me, it feels good for me to have that release. So, I just like to put stuff out when it's ready, man. And I just went through a period of time where I wasn't inspired to create at the level I know I can create at or need to create at if I want to put it out. So I just took that time to really refresh myself, man. And I had some other things going on and other things I'm into that y'all find out, soon enough. But I just wanted to take that time to really refocus, and I'm just getting to the point where I feel I'm refocused enough to really concentrate and put it down like it need to be put down, because I can't just go in and record some BS and then throw it out, and I'm going to ruin my consistency legacy, man. I can't do that.
Yeah, I feel you. I will appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, for taking the time. Come back anytime, you know what I'm saying, if you have anything on your mind that you want to talk about, you know what I mean? And
no doubt, man. This a dope concept right here too, man. This I know this was the first one, but I'm trying to tell you, man, you keep this up, it's gonna turn into something right here. You're gonna have people copying you. This gonna turn into something.
That's cool. Oh, and also happy birthday or early birthday, fam. You know what I'm saying? I know it's coming up.
My birthday not until February.
Wait, what? Hold on. So Wikipedia's all.
You know what people did?
Yeah.
This is what people did. They took the time I released Happy Birthday Thomas,
Okay.
the Fat Boy Fresh,
Yeah.
Volume 3. They took that and they said, "Oh, this must be his birthday," because I originally was supposed to release it on my birthday, but I had a problem where I lost everything, all of the files, and I had to re-record the whole album, and I didn't end up putting it out on my birthday. So my birthday is February 12th.
Oh, well then even earlier birthday.
Yeah, super early birthday.
See that I like to get a random Jeopardy style type fact during each one of these things too. So that would be the one. Okay, so Wikipedia's mad wrong. Cool.
All wrong. All wrong.
All right, well, appreciate you taking the time out. You know what I'm saying? Live from the car, from the whip. That's
live
dope.
From the car. Look. See, that's the street right there, baby. Cars going by. It's
Stays
real.
in the
It's
street.
real.
You know what I'm saying? It's real. All right, fam. So again, I want to do a giveaway. So what we'll do is, if we can get this video to like 500 views, since it's the first one, get to 500 views by next week, I will buy a copy of whatever album you want me to digitally, because I'm not trying to pay no shipping. So
no, we'll do this. If you get the 500 views by next week, whoever is the winner, you email me and tell me, give me their shipping address and their name, and I'll mail them out something.
Nice. And then I will match it and a t-shirt or something, like one of these shirts. You know what I mean?
Word up.
Good rhymes. That's what it's all about. So yeah, word. All right. So to do this, just leave a comment below and we'll randomly pick a number and just reach out to that person.
Yes, indeed.
Cool.
And you'll get some Rapper Big Pooh stuff in one of them t-shirts.
Nice.
The Good Rhymes t-shirts, and voila.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
All right, so thank everybody. That was, let me see, some folks in the chat room, I think. LOT Nation, Darwin Marley, Yeah, because this is mad like last minute stuff. You know what I mean? Mr. Nico Carter, and yeah, my internet on this one is done. So cool. Word up. So one of the things I got to figure out for the next one. So, but again, anytime you want to come back, fam, I really appreciate this. You know what I mean? It's been a long time
No
coming.
doubt, man.
Anytime.
No doubt. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. And yeah, so till next time.
No doubt. Peace.
All right, be easy. Peace. Peace. Thank you, fam.